I'm from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder. Morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around. Meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, hands up high and voices free. Down under's where I'll be. Down under's calling, can't you hear?
G'day folks, welcome aboard. How are we today? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Couple of bits and pieces. First of all, where are we? That's the important question. Where are we today? And as well as that, folks, you know what? We are literally, it's not tomorrow, it's not Friday, but it's Saturday. We're on that big bird and we're flying out of town. So 3 days to go before a flight, 10 days to a cruise. So we're kind of a bit excited. For those that were with us yesterday, Ilana joined me on the Helping Hands for Cruising site, and we had a chatting with Shaun session. She gave her 2 cents worth about what was going to transpire with the cruise and so forth. So I'm just here ready to chat to anybody who's wants to find out a little bit about what's going on. And you know what? Who knows? Let's have some fun. Let's talk about cruising and what's going to happen. So first in there, g'day Joe, welcome aboard, buddy. You are first on the Ducks page. Sorry, foist on the Ducks page. How's the weather in Dubbo? Have you had your 30-degree days today? Today we had it was a pretty mild day. It was around the late teens, early 20s. So pleasant enough. Basically, today was finishing off getting myself organized for our flight on Saturday, and just doing some nitty gritty stuff. Now, Joe's saying it was bloody hot. Tends to get that way in the central part of Australia, particularly when you're central New South Wales, like Dubbo is. So we had some interesting things going on, some talk with the Helping Hands for Cruising board, getting some things organised. For those of you that are coming to the meetup, we are in for one hell of a meetup. For those that are coming on the cruise, man, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a great time. G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. It was a bit cold for you today, was it? What were you on? Were you in the teens or were you cooler? Joe's just eating. He'll be in shortly. No problem, mate. When you are ready. I'm just drinking. I'm drinking the best sip of the day, my cold coffee. White Russian, but I'm not going to tell anybody. Cooler than the teens. What, were you single digits? Seriously? That's not good. That's not good. We expect nice warm weather, not bloody freaking cold stuff. Anyway, the weather here has actually thrown a couple of things in, because what do you pack? How do you pack? We know that Florida is going to be nice and warm. So will the Caribbean. Um, Melbourne is doing what Melbourne does, which is at this time of the year be rather questionable. So we'll see. Uh, One of the pictures is a giveaway. Is it? Where are we? Come on, Jonesy. Where are we? You tell me. And if it is a giveaway, tell me where it's a giveaway. I kind of looked at those pictures and I thought, maybe, maybe not. So tell me, Jonesy, come on, tell us, where do you think we are? I haven't started. Um, Very good. So I will ask you a little later on what's the giveaway, unless you've been there. Not many people do get there. Welcome to Down Under Cruises. Please support the channel so that we can support HH4C. As you guys know, this cruise coming up is HH4C sponsored, so it's going to be quite an amazing cruise. Joe's done the hashtag duck, and what do you know, folks? Have you finished eating already, Joe? Because here you go, mate. There's your link, and we're grateful to you for putting it up. Yeah, so we were busy talking about things happening with the cruise today. We were organising the band equipment. We were organising a whole lot of other stuff, and what do you know? We've got some exciting events happening, getting everybody organised with who's doing what, when, and how. Jonesy went with the hashtag duck, and there you go. There's his link. Folks, you need to check out Jonesy's link. Anything to do with Jonesy, because what he does is he builds his state of Tasmania. We call it the Apple Isle. Why? Because it is shaped like an apple. But I want to tell you something. It is one of the most gorgeous islands. I mean, Australia is one big fat island, but one of our smaller islands, that being Tasmania, which is an amazing place. You guys need to go there. You need to finish watching a video. Seriously, Joe? All right. See ya. Bye. When you're ready, we'll be there. I hope that video is more important than what we got to say. It's in the Jonesy Radio Network. Is it? Well, yeah, Tasmania is in the Jonesy Radio Network. But Victor Harbour, I didn't think Victor Harbour was in the Jonesy Radio Network, mate. So the question is, what gave it away? What gave it away? And if the truth be known, I wasn't even going to say where it was until we got a fair bit of questions and so forth. For those that don't know, Victor Harbour is it's a mainland town. It's actually called a city now. It was made a city in fairly recently. Let me have a look. In when did it become a city? Became a city in 1987, I think it was, or fairly recently, 78, somewhere around there. But Victor Harbour, more importantly, was spelt the correct way with the U in there. The U was taken out because, I don't know, somebody stuffed it up. The town of Victor Harbour was proclaimed on the 7th of May 1914 with Oliver Alexander Boehner appointed as the first mayor. The township of Victor Harbour was proclaimed in 1914 with a spelling of Harbor. The U was not put in place in 1914. And the harbour was proclaimed on the 27th of May 1915 under the Harbours Act 1913. And its name established on the 15th of June 1921 as Victor Harbour. Now, this is all coming out of Wikipedia, so I'm just reading here. Victor Harbour basically is a township that is roughly, now let me have a look. It's a town that is in the state of South Australia, and it's located within the city of Victor Harbour on the south coast of the Fleurieu Peninsula, about 82 kilometres south of the south of the capital of the state of South Australia, called Adelaide. So 51 miles out of Adelaide. The town is the largest population centre on the peninsula, with an economy based upon agriculture and fisheries and tourism. So last count was the population is, let me just get there. The population was in 2021, the population was 4,520 people, of which 53% of that number, get this, were female. In the summer holidays, the population almost triples, and the urban population for the built-up coastal area extends from Victor Harbour to Port Elliot and nearby Goolwa. Was 28,363. That was quoted. Yeah. Let's go back in the chat. Okay, so Jonesy is saying the horse-drawn tram was the thing that gave it away. Oh, okay. Although there were a number of towns and cities in Australia that actually had horse-drawn trams. In fact, if I showed an old picture of Sydney, you would see horse-drawn trams as well. Joe is saying, just went over and said a blanket hello to Matt and Deb for all of us here. Oh, good on you, mate. Thank you for that. We'll probably be done before they get finished. To the island, yes, that's right. The tram goes out to the island, and that's the big thing about Victor Harbour. Joe is saying there's a little history on Dubbo. Dubbo was founded in 1849 and was proclaimed a city in 1966. Famous people born in Dubbo: Susan Gray, the women's clothing store founder, and Glenn McGrath, the cricketer. Awesome. Don't worry, Joe. We know who Dubbo. That you meant Dubbo. G'day, Jen. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. We hope you're feeling way better, girl. We've been thinking about you, and we've been really praying and hoping that everything comes good. So nice to see you here. Joe's saying g'day to Jen, and it's coming back. Okay, so bit of a heads up. For those that are coming to the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. As I said earlier on, for us, our flight goes out in 3 days. So for Saturday, that'll be your Friday, Jen. Friday night at, now I've got to work this out, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's 7 o'clock your time. Ilana and I will be taking off out of Melbourne, and we will be 14 hours in the air, Melbourne to LAX. We then have a 3-hour layover and then a 4.5 hour flight, LAX into Miami. And then we're going to catch up with one fantastic bloke, a guy by the name of Jewiski, Mitch Jewiski. And we will then be travelling down to Fort Myers, where we will catch up with my cousin and my mum, who's in town already. Jen is saying she's just happy to be home. Jonesy is saying yes, but not now. I think it's the only place in Australia still doing the horse-drawn tram. You sure Bendigo doesn't have one? Bendigo might still have one. Although the trams that they've got are the old style, they may have one that goes back up and down. Joe is saying there is a caveat for Glenn McGrath. The people of the nearby Narromine claim him as their own, but Narromine Hospital has no maternity ward. The nearest maternity ward to Narromine is Dubbo. Okay. Glenn McGrath is also renowned for the pink. Is it the pink shirt, pink t-shirt? It's to commemorate the loss of his wife to breast cancer. So they play a cricket competition with people using a pink ball, pink wickets, and also t-shirts are pink, I believe. Jonesy is saying that we're glad you are feeling better, Jen, and yes, we are. In fact, glad you're home. We are a bit concerned about you, and certainly wish that you have a very speedy recovery. Okay. Yes, the Glenn McGrath Foundation, or the McGrath Foundation, is his biggest thing these days. And I can quite fully understand it. I know he's remarried, but he has his main focus is his first wife and the breast cancer, and he doesn't want anybody else getting it, which is rather interesting. Pink Hats also says Jonesy, and that's correct. Joe says he echoes my sentiments. Echoes your sentiments, Jonesy. I'm so glad you are home, Jen. 8 days in hospital. Yuck. Yeah, well, 8 days in hospital is way worse than 14 hours on an aircraft. Yep, I'll go with that. Let me drink to that, Jen. I'm having some coffee. Yeah, right. Liqueur. I won't say what it's mixed with. Yes, so the board have been quite busy over the last couple of days. We had planned beforehand to have a board meeting once a week before the cruise, but you know what? The next board meeting is actually going to be on the cruise. So for those who are not able to attend, we will be doing some live streaming from the ship. Well, first of all, we're going to try and live stream the meetup, which is going to be interesting. And we will actually see how we go. We may need to get some access to some wireless microphones that can do the job. But anyway, we'll do our utmost to get things happening. And we'll be live streaming the cruise, the meetup, and then the sail away, as well as a couple of other things. So we'll try and do some live streaming as we go through. Joe is saying, and yes, us men are prone to tartar cancer. Please get anything unfamiliar, unidentified checked out. Yes, you are correct, my friend. Joe is saying, hey, Jen, I've been thinking of you over the last few days. So there you go. Jen is saying, beyond disappointed that she can't make the cruise. You know what? We feel exactly the same as you, girl. We know the cruise is not going to be the same without you. But you know what? You can live vicariously through our vlogs, and we know that the next time we go anywhere, do anything, you definitely will be included, because we know that you will make it happen. That's just what we feel. I don't know whether you're agreeing with me, but hey, yes, there are a number of things that we need to get organized that you need to be on with us. I know you're doing a cruise. I can't, unless I win unless Ilana and I win the lottery, and that is you're doing the ABC's cruise. We've done the AB part of the ABCs, and if we do get to do the C's, we'll be most excited. So that'll be great. Joe is saying, Shaun, you reminded me that I need to invest in a good quality set of wireless microphones. I'm currently looking at the Rhodes Wireless Goes. Yeah, mate, they tend to be what a lot of people are using right now, which is really exciting. I'm looking at them because of one thing they made right here in Australia. Yep, they also do carry a little bit of a cost, but yeah, I'm also looking at those as well. We're looking at the one I've got. This I've got a set of microphones which slide into the bottom end of the iPhone, but if I use the GoPro, we're stuffed. So we've got to figure out a way to actually. Oh, wait a minute! I've got another microphone that might work. Anyway, we'll see how we go. See what happens. At the end of the day, folks, we're going to be doing some amazing stuff, and it's going to be great. Let me see. Jen is saying, "Remember to smash the like and feed the YouTube algorithm." Thank you, Jen. We've got two channels up and running right now. We've got the Down Under Cruises, and we've also got the Helping Hands for Cruising YouTube channel up and running. Please, you can go on to both channels or either or. What we want is we need to get numbers coming up. We Helping Hands for Cruising has 456 subs. And we are still sitting at less than 1,000 watch hours. So, folks, we would greatly appreciate it if you can find some people who will jump in on the Helping Hands for Cruising side and subscribe, number one, and number two, hit the like and share us out and use our watch hours, create some watch hours for us. Danke is German for thanks, for the reminder, Jen. And in Afrikaans, it's dankie, Dankie. Dankie. And in Dutch, dankjewel. So there you go, 3 languages. Isn't that amazing? And I can only speak one of them fluently. The Dutch I could kind of get away with, but the Afrikaans is the one I do fluently. Let's start binge watching. Absolutely, please, Jonesy. You've said it, folks. Please binge watch HH4C. There is enough stuff there right now that talks about that's live with Shaun. We're also getting some other videos put up onto the Helping Hands for Cruising side. There was an attempt at a video that went out today on the Helping Hands for Cruising Facebook page. Hopefully somebody recorded it. If they did, awesome. But we want to get that onto the Down Under Cruises. Sorry, onto the Helping Hands for Cruising side as well. I'll see what I can do if I can find it. That was put on by Crystal today, and that was an amazing live stream because Crystal actually pinpointed the events that are going on. Couple of little issues that she was talking about, but yep, there you go. Jonesy is going, yes, let's start binge watching. And Joe said they call a ute a bucky. Yes, we do. We call a ute a bucky. And there were some adverts that we used to have in South Africa when I was a kid. I'm not going to tell you those because you wouldn't understand them. They were the people that were being advertised are traditional Afrikaans names. So there you go. Yeah, don't worry, Jonesy. I said it the right way for you. It's only a matter of spelling. All right, I was having a look today at the places that we have actually highlighted around Australia and wondering how many of you folks are actually planning on coming down and checking us out. Places that we'd gone to: Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, of course. I don't think I've done a highlight with Perth. Yes, Jonesy is the number one with crown there. Oh, that's cool. Um, we also did Airlie Beach and Brisbane, and we also did Ballarat. I think we did Bendigo and now of course Victor Harbour and Malakuta. I've originally done. I might go back and do Malakuta again. Nice little fishing village, almost on the border of New South Wales and Victoria. Yeah, nice little place. And if you do the drive up from Melbourne up through to Sydney along the coastal route, you will actually go through Malakuta. Yeah, it's almost like you've got to go all the way down the bottom end of a steep hill and then work your way up. Oh yes, we've also done Shepparton as well, Wagga Wagga, I believe, and I may not have done Wagga Wagga or Wangaratta. There you go. I've also done Dubbo, I believe. Joe is saying you and Ilana need to get up here to Dubbo one day. You will get a locals tour, mate. We appreciate that, and we know. I've got to share that. We've got to share that beer that is at some of those places there with you. We've got to have a good drink there. Maybe you'll bring some up to the to Brisbane when we go on the Down Under cruises, a Great Barrier Reef cruise. Joe said, yes, I did, and he did get that. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's right, I do remember, to be honest. Yeah, so the plane we'll be flying out on is an A380. I've always wanted to fly in one of those because it is the biggest passenger aircraft we've got right now. It's not the biggest aircraft. The biggest aircraft is an Illusion, not an Illusion. Well, it was made by the same company. Wagga Wagga or Wagga Wagga. Yeah, exactly what I said, mate. Yeah, not an Illusion. It is an Antonov. The Antonov is the biggest aircraft, supposedly able to carry a steam engine or a locomotive engine, and it's Russian built, and unfortunately does not get around a lot. So there we go. Yeah, Joe's already picked up on it. Antonov AN225 is the largest aircraft. It's the Muppet Show with your very own Cammy the Frog. Yeah, no, that was Miss Piggy. Sorry about that. Yeah. Too bad we don't have what was his name? Henderson. Well, I can't remember. As the voice behind the Muppets. He was, what was he? He was Fuzzy Bear. He was Fuzzy Bear, Miss Piggy. He was. Okay, let's get back to being serious. Okay, all right. Sorry, Jonesy. I'll get back to being serious. Sorry, mate. My apologies. Let me just sort that out a second. All right, serious face. Yeah, so we'll be flying on the A380. Ilana has been on it a couple of times. I would, and I've been hanging out to get onto it, so it's going to be amazing. Joe's saying there's also the Airbus A300 600, the Beluga. Yeah, as well as the uniquest transport aircraft ever. The fuselage of the A306 is shaped like a beluga whale. Yeah, and that aircraft is specifically used to fly Airbus Airbus aircraft bits and pieces backwards and forwards. Jim Henson. There you go. Thank you, Jonesy. An American puppeteer, filmmaker, and animator who created the first Muppet characters in the 1950s. I didn't think he was that old. I thought he was kind of like maybe he'd be around about the 70s today. He'd be 70 something. I didn't think he was old enough to be around the 50s. But then, you know what? I could be wrong. Yeah. I have been known to be wrong because Joe's corrected me more than once. Um, yeah, so we'll be flying across, and then when we get into LAX, we'll be transferring to a 777, which will fly us into Miami. Now, I believe that the airlines are busy using all their largest aircraft to fill the backfill from when he the backfill from when they had their shutdown. So there you go. Yeah, Joe, I am quite familiar that he is no longer with us. But I didn't think that when he passed, he was in his later years. I thought when he passed, he was probably in his mid 40s. I didn't think he was that much older because if he was still alive today, he would be around his 70s. That's what I was thinking. Jonesy is saying AI told you that. Yeah, mate, I don't believe AI. I go into Wikipedia and other stuff. Hey, that's AI, isn't it? Anyway, so be it. So once we get into Miami, we will then get a ride down with Dewey. I'll be spending, both Ilan and I will be spending Saturday night, Sunday. Hopefully on Sunday we get together with Carnival Cruise Addicts. That will be amazing. Um, we will hold off on the shoey, and we will perform the shoey on the cruise. So there you go. But yeah, hopefully we'll catch up with Carnival Cruise Addicts, and then after that we will be headed into back to Miami for Thursday when my son flies in from the UK. So that'll be great. Um, Joe saying he was only 53. Yeah, I kind of figured he was young because I figured that today he would be somewhere around about the 70s, mid 70s, if he was still alive. So we'll be meeting up with my son on Thanksgiving Day. We'll be spending Thanksgiving Day in Miami, and then from then on, we will, we'll be having some fun in the sun. Okay, Jonesy is saying James Maury Henderson was born September the 24th, 1936, and died on May the 6th, 1990, was an American puppeteer, animator, creator, producer, and director who achieved worldwide notability as the creator of the Muppets. I do not. That would make him in his 80s because Mum was born in 1936. So I didn't believe that he was my mother's age. There you go. September, October. So there. Well, interesting. You live and learn. Joe saying that would be so much fun if you and Ilana get together with Chris and Liz. Yeah, we're gonna hold off if we can help it. I think we're having a lunch date. That's what it is. Please make sure Chris keeps his bloody shirt on. No, we've got to put those tassels somewhere. So yeah. And besides, Joe, you're such a prude, mate. He would have been 89 if he was still alive. Yep. I couldn't believe that. I thought he was younger. I thought he was closer to our age. And I'm in my 60s, so that's why I expected him to be in his 70s, because I figured he was closer to my age. But anyway, I have been known to be wrong, and this was one of them. Okay, so yes, so we will be in Fort Myers. We will then go back to Miami. We'll be set up for the meetup. In fact, Ilana and I want to, if we can help it, get to check out Miami. And if we can check out Miami, we'll try and do it with my son. But we'll do that. and then comes the meetup. And after the meetup, we are headed cruise wise. It's going to be amazing. Um, Joe is saying Match Game Live is bad enough. Liz gives him her rather epic eye when he takes his shirt off. Yeah, I know, but I think she gives him a worse eye when he shines the light in her eyes. So yeah, there we go. Mm. All right. So Jonesy is saying Henson was also well known for creating Fraggle Rock 1983 to 87, and as the director of The Dark Crystal 82 and Labyrinth 86. Mate, I was not aware of that. His name certainly got around on a lot of things. All right, let me give you a bit of a heads up of what's going on in ports in ships in port. Tomorrow being the 20th, November the 20th. No. Yes, November the 20th. Disney Wonder is popping in. It will be staying, it'll be in at 6:30 a.m. and will be leaving at 1700 hours tomorrow. Currently, there is nothing in Melbourne Port, or Station Pier, I should say. In Sydney today, we have got Anthem of the Seas. That'll be in tomorrow. It pops in at 6 a.m. and heads out at 5 p.m. or 1700 hours. And then on Friday, the Carnival Adventure pops in. In Brisbane, we have, let me see, the next ship going in will be the Carnival Encounter. The last ship was the Carnival Luminosa. That was in on Saturday, the 15th. And on Saturday, the 22nd, will be the Encounter. It will be in just for the day. So that's going to be unreal. In Fremantle today, there was the Silver Moon. It's staying overnight, the Silver Moon, and it'll leave tomorrow at 1900 hours, 7 p.m. So that's what's going on in the ports. Jonesy, maybe you can give me a heads up on what's going on in Burnie. That would be really amazing. Joe is saying Anthem of the Seas will be back in Sydney tomorrow. Yep, I know. We just read that. Joe is saying, can you tell us more about the ship you're cruising on soon? Okay, so we're going to be going on the Norwegian Encore. The Norwegian Encore holds roughly about 4,500 people. That's excluding crew. So if we look at crew, we've got couple more on board there, so close to 1,000, close to 1,200 staff, crew, that be everything from the captain all the way down to deckhands and so forth. So it's going to be an amazing cruise. It's one of the largest that NCL have, Norwegian Cruise Line have. And the ship also is based. It's based out of the US and generally does the Caribbean float around backwards and forwards. That's the ship his sister, her husband, and 4 of their friends are currently on. And I believe Jordan Booth is actually on there as well. She's one of the skaters on board. I believe she's on board that ship as well. So she's, whilst her contract is still going, she's one of the ice skaters. Although her contract may have ended. But Royal Caribbean do have the opportunity to give its crew members the time and space to do some vlogging. So there you go. You can learn a lot about the ship. Jonesy is saying the key dates for the 2025-26 season, November 29-25. One ship scheduled November the 30th. 25, one ship scheduled December the 8th, at least two ships scheduled December the 19th, and the Norwegian Spirit is waiting. Joe is saying you might know who the port operators are. Who is WPS? WPS port operators. I have no idea, Joe, to be honest. You'll have to fill me in. It's either that or I'm having a blonde moment. But yeah, I have no idea. Or senior moment. Let me say senior moment. You might know who the port agents are. Who is WPS? I have no idea, Joe. I'm waiting for your answer. Who is WPS? What person sails? I don't know. Doesn't hurt to ask. Oh, you don't know what WPS is? Western Port Sydney? I don't know. Maybe. Jonesy might know. December the 19th, 2025, the Norwegian Spirit is scheduled to arrive December the 23rd, 25. The Norwegian Spirit is scheduled to arrive December the 24th, 2025. The Noordam is scheduled to arrive. Noordam, I'm hoping that's Holland, America. The MS Noordam is scheduled to arrive January the 15th. Oh, that's cool. Willemsen's Port Service, another Dutchman. Yeah, the Dutch have got around. The Dutch have always been in ocean faring, especially with the Dutch East India Company. Anyway, so as I was saying, we've got quite a few things going on with the cruise as well. So we've got we were talking about the go-kart race. People were asking how can they get on board the cruise. So right now you can get on board the cruise and you can still get on until cruise day. You can get on board the cruise by getting in touch with Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com. He can then set you up on the cruise. Also, if you are already on that cruise and you want to partake in the activities, that's easily done. All you do is it's a donation, don't care what. Hopefully, it's a sizable one. If it's over $100, if the donation is over $100, you get a T-shirt. But we are looking to get as much money as we possibly can because we'll be putting those funds towards the next recipients and the next recipient is Gabby. She's already been funded. Her cruise has already been paid for. Everything's in place for Gabby. And she's going on April 11th on the ABC's cruise on the Carnival Horizon. The next major cruise going out of the U.S. is a cruise that will happen in 2028. And we are looking to put at least 10 recipients, 10 recipients that are of a military extraction. So we're looking for any vets or gold class. Now, the gold class are families of vets whose family member has given the ultimate sacrifice. And obviously for all the people who are veterans, we thank them for their service. Also, it's for first responders, those that, and also we're looking for a Gold Star family who lost someone in 9/11, fighting the fires and all that sort of stuff. So that's our big cruise coming up, and so we want to put 10 recipients on board and honour them for that. So that's going to be amazing. Jonesy is saying Dutch explorer Abel Tasman was the first European to discover Tasmania in 1642, although the Aboriginal people had inhabited the island for at least 35,000 years. That is why Tasmania was called Van Diemen's Land, Van Diemen. in Dutch. Also, Abel Tasman also came around South Africa as well, so he was involved in that as well, and then set up the Dutch East India Company in South Africa, getting foodstuffs and all sorts of unusual things backwards and forwards. Joe's going to head off. You and Ilana enjoy the trip. I want to see photos. Mate, you'll see more than photos, whether you like it or not. And say good day to Deb and Matt, and tell them we'll be across there shortly if they're still going. Okay, so it's the Norwegian Encore. We're looking forward to the ship. Hopefully I get to meet the captain and the cruise director. If I do, it'll be awesome. Yeah, what more can I say? We're certainly looking forward to having fun. Just as a heads up, on Friday for those in the across the pond, Saturday for those on our side of the pond, there will not be a live stream. Saturday we will be, when we get to do the show, we will be at about 32,000 feet above sea level, so we won't have a hope's chance in hell. And I believe the 380 Qantas does not have Wi-Fi. We're hoping they can remedy it, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, with that in mind, folks, I'm gonna call it quits. I'm wishing you all a great week. Please, Jimmy is on at 6 a.m. Eastern, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. our time tonight. So, yeah. So we suggest you get yourselves all sorted and have a great time. Watch Jimmy's show and also watch your show, and I hope everything goes well. Jonesy is saying he named it Van Diemen's Land after the Governor General of the Dutch East Indies, Anthony van Diemen. Discovery was on November the 24th, 1642. Tasman sighted the island while on an expedition for the Dutch. That expedition was leaving South Africa and coming across. That was, that was an epic trip for him. Anyway, with that in mind, folks, I'm going to wish you all a good night or good day for those of you that are waking up. Hopefully you have a good time and everything works well. Your week is easy. And what more can I say? Into the weekend. Take care, folks. Have a great day.
Come from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder, morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, heads up high.